with business representatives, visit a startup hub, and meet with members of Nigeria's cultural sector and civil society like Dr. Nike Okundaye and Professor Wale Soyinka. Nigerians were on Wednesday plunged into darkness following another collapse of the national power grid. Since January 2024 to date, the grid had collapsed 11 times. Within 1 week in October, the grid collapsed 3 times, with its attendant blackouts sparking reactions from Nigerians. A tweet via official national grid confirmed that the grid collapsed at about 2:09 p.m. on Wednesday. The grid setback has occurred and the restoration is to commence, the tweet read. The Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport NAIA Abuja has been temporarily shut following an incident involving an Allied air flight. The aircraft reportedly experienced a tire burst after the aircraft landed at the Abuja airport on Wednesday. The aircraft is reportedly stuck near the runway after skidding off, forcing the airport to be shut pending when the plane would be towed. A source at the NAIA who spoke to newsmen said they are still at the airside at the moment where the incident happened and efforts are ongoing to reopen the runway. The incident was said to have caused significant disruption with several departures delayed as authorities worked to clear the affected runway. However, there was no sign of injuries to the passengers even as emergency workers are on site. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria (FAN) confirmed the incident in a statement by its Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Obiageli Ora. Fire has razed rows of shops at Alabarago in Ojo, Lagos. The fire outbreak engulfed some shanty shops in the market and destroyed goods worth hundreds of millions of naira. At the time of filing this report, the cause of the fire remained unknown, while the quick intervention of agencies' response team and Lagos State Fire Rescue Team isolated and curtailed the fire from spreading to all the permanent structures in the market. No casualty was recorded and no injury was sustained during the incident. The fire had been completely extinguished and the dampening down operation had been concluded. Agency's response team conducted post-disaster assessment to ascertain truth status of the incident. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, has emphasized the urgent need to eliminate all bureaucratic orders that hinder the timely and efficient evaluation of projects by the Bureau of Public Procurement. Umahi underscored that streamlining these processes is essential for accelerating project implementation and ensuring that procurement activities are not delayed due to unnecessary administrative bottlenecks. Correspondent Kolojo reports that the minister made this statement when he received a courtesy visit from the BPP management team led by its Director General Adebowale Adedokun at the ministry headquarters in Abuja.
To give us quick intervention is that things that should be going to affect should be very serious matter. A road of 1 kilometer should not be going to affect. This threshold of 1.4, for MTB, it's over 10-20 years back. Where a bag of cement was 150 naira. Today, a bag of cement is 9,000. So we should be very moderate if we seek for a threshold for MTB of 10 billion. And we need it very quickly because there are a lot of projects that are still waiting, and we inherited 2,604 projects, for a cost of 13 trillion and a debt of 1.6 for jobs, 1.6 trillion for jobs completed, not paid for.
On his part, Adedokun lauded initiatives introduced by the Federal Ministry of Works under Umahi's leadership. He assured the Minister of BPP's commitment to supporting the ministry's objectives in alignment with President Bola Tinubu's renewed agenda. The GD emphasized the importance of delivering sustainable, high-quality roads that can stand the test of time.
Like I said somewhere else, it will be a pleasure for me to drive from Abuja on the road to any part of the country smoothly, stopping by the roadside to eat corn, sometimes take sugarcane, sometimes you take apple and then continue, irrespective of the time of the day. It's what will bring economic value and sustainability to the over 200 million Nigerians.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Coming up next. Nigerian Senate declares Edo Central Senatorial District seat vacant following election of Senator Monday Okpebholo as Governor of Edo State. Details of that and more coming after the break. Do stay with us. We are glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. Now to the story teased earlier. The Nigerian Senate has declared the Edo Central Senatorial District seat vacant following election of Senator Monday Okpebholo as Governor of Edo State. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, made a declaration during a valedictory session held in honor of Okpebholo and urged the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to organize elections promptly to fill the vacant seat. Correspondent Kolojo reports that during the session, senators took turns to congratulate the new governor of Edo State, describing him as a good ambassador of the National Assembly.
Track record has been appreciated by the people of Edo State. He's a man of honor, someone that doesn't talk much but full of action, a man of few words but action. Yes, he changed everything in that committee. The committee became very, very, very active.
Election. I want to advise His Excellency to continue along this line. You will never regret when you keep to your words. You will never regret when you take a position knowing that your position is correct.
Senator Shamale particularly noted that the governor has in a short period made appointments that will help shape the economy of the state, started projects to improve infrastructure that have been abandoned for years, and done well to instill the respect of traditional rulers.
Mr. President said, we in Edo State, we are so happy. I can go home now without fear. And in 1 month, exactly 1 month, he was sworn in on the 12th of November, and today is 11th of December, exactly 29 days or 30 days. He has gone in history as one of the first governors who order 1 week started making appointments of men and women who will help to shape the economy and the social life of Edo State.
Respondent Senator Okpebholo thanked the Senate for their support during his election, saying he will do his best to contribute not just to the economy of Edo State, but the country at large. In a remark, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, declares Okpebholo's seat vacant, while identifying the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure Edo Central is represented in the upper legislative chamber.
We share bonds that goes beyond politics. your unwavering support and wise counsel have been enviable. And I know I can always count on you. Albert, as I take on my new responsibility.
Declaration of vacancy, Edo Central Senatorial District. The body of this letter refers. I write to bring to your attention, pursuant to paragraph D of section 68 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, that the seat of Senator Monday Okpebholo, representing Edo Central Senatorial District, has become vacant.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, on Wednesday declared the seat of Edo State Deputy Governor Dennis Idausa vacant. Idausa, who previously represented Ovia Federal Constituency in the House, was elected Deputy Governor in the September 21st governorship election and inaugurated on November 12. The decision followed the letter from House Leader Julius Yombere, read by the Speaker, requesting the declaration to initiate the process of electing new representatives for Ovia Federal Constituency.
He said, I write to draw your attention to the recent election of Honorable Dennis Idausa, member representing Ovia Federal Constituency of Edo State, as the Deputy Governor of the state. Now that he has been inaugurated and formally sworn in as Deputy Governor, his seat should be declared vacant to enable the process of by-election to commence towards having a new representative for the people of Ovia Federal Constituency. As always, I accept my warm regards. Most sincerely, signed, Right Honorable Professor Julius Yombere, OON. Honorable colleagues, with this announcement, it is my pleasure to announce that the seat of Ovia Federal Constituency is hereby declared vacant.
The House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill seeking to amend the National Eye Center Act 2004 to establish additional specialist eye care centers across Nigeria. The bill, co-sponsored by Deputy Speaker Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, Honorable Babajimi Benson and 5 others, aimed to address the rising cases of eye disease and improve access to quality of care services across all 6 geopolitical zones. Leading the debate, Kylie noted that preventable and treatable eye conditions such as cataracts and glaucoma remain leading causes of disability, especially in rural areas with limited access to specialized care. He emphasized that the current National Eye Center in Kaduna is insufficient to meet the needs of Nigeria's growing population. The bill proposes establishing 5 additional centers across the geopolitical zones and creating separate boards for their management. These centers will also foster research and innovation in ophthalmology, ensuring equity in healthcare delivery nationwide.
Cap N 38 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to provide for the establishment of more specialist eye care centers for related matters. HB 1060, that this bill be read the second time and with the permission of the House for the debate to be laid by Honorable Jonathan.
The leader of the Southern Caucus in House of Representatives, Honorable Nicholas Mutu, has reaffirmed their commitment to President Bola Tinubu's tax reform process while emphasizing openness to further dialogue and input from Nigerians. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja, he highlighted the caucus' dedication to delivering better tax laws for the country. The Southern Caucus also expressed unified support for the tax reform bills, which include the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, Nigeria Tax Administration Bill 2024, Joint Revenue Board of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024, and Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill 2024. Honorable Frederick Agwede dismissed the motion of the Southern and Northern Divide, stating that the National Assembly's sole responsibility is to legislate for the entire nation. Honorable Babajimi Benson explained that the bills would follow due legislative processes, including public hearing, to ensure transparency and inclusiveness.
We have met the Southern Caucus in the House of Representatives. We have met and we welcome the bill. And that we are open to dialogue. We have not gone beyond that. You are not saying that we are supporting the bill. I didn't say so. We are open to dialogue. This is just the first process. But just to inform you that we have received the bill, we welcome the bill, and then we are open to dialogue.
It is the responsibility of the House of Representatives, the Senate, the National Assembly, to receive proposals of any sort of bill from either the executive or the individual bills. Once they are received, they go through the House processes, and then the public is invited. Here, Mr. President has sent an executive bill. What the Southern Caucus is saying is that we are ready to take up our official responsibility of making laws for the nation.
At every point in time, there's no bill that has a national outlook that there won't be interests colliding one way or the other. But our job is to sit down with our brothers, find a middle course. And I'll go back to history. The derivative, the 13% that is being gotten by oil producing states started with 50%. Recently we did the PIB. We had issue with the host community bill as well. So there's negotiation back and forth. At the end of the day, Nigerians will be better for it.
The federal lawmaker representing Abwa, Odua and Al-Adif East Federal Constituency in Rivers State, Honorable Solomon Barb, has cautioned the lawmaker representing Idiato Federal Constituency in Imo State, Honorable Ikenga Gochiere, to refrain from meddling in politics of Rivers State. Speaking to journalists, Honorable Barb stated that the actions of Honorable Gochiere and his alleged sponsors are detrimental to the image of House of Representatives and aimed at casting Rivers State in a negative light.
In this assembly, it has been a singular reason for what would have been perhaps the biggest scandal of them all so far in this place. I've been here long enough to know what's going on here. But like I said, he's a nebbler. He's protecting him. You can't have an institution where a man acts and acts out of control manner, behaves recklessly, undisciplined, unscrupulous, totally irresponsible.
He also questioned Honorable Gochiere's capacity to chair House Committee, describing him as a rookie lawmaker with no legislative experience prior to his appointment, made just 3 months ago into his tenure.
I just called to let you know that this guy is not speaking for Rivers State. He has no mandate to speak for Rivers State. I mentioned 2 sections of the constitution. Go and study. You can only contribute on matters concerning that state if matter is brought to the floor by motion or whatever, and contribution is called for, you can speak. But outside of that place, as a representative, you cannot speak about another state. And most of what he does is outside of the parliament. In his office, he calls all of you together, and then he runs, races through one user statement, and then he goes away.
The House of Representatives has mandated its Committee on Customs and Excise as well as Defense to investigate the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) over smuggling activities, allegation of complicity, and incidents of brutality. The committees are to assess the role of military personnel in customs patrol and recommend measures to enhance accountability and efficiency within 6 weeks. The resolution followed a motion by Honorable C. Wingan, who cited investigative reports revealing mass smuggling of 2,000 cars and 6.5 kg of rice through Padagry, allegedly under the watch of customs officers.
The House is aware that smuggling has severe economic consequences, including undermining local industries, reducing government revenue, promoting unfair trade practices, and flooding markets with substandard and potentially harmful products. The House is further aware that the actions of some officers within the Nigerian Customs Service contravene its core mandate, erode public trust, and raise concerns about oversight of joint security operations involving military personnel.
In a separate motion, Honorable Billy Osawaru raised concerns about one-chance criminal activities in the FCT, where victims are hypnotized, robbed, assaulted, and abandoned. The House urged the Inspector General of Police and security agencies to end surveillance and apprehend the culprits. It also mandated banks and fintech operators to cooperate in tracing fraudulent accounts and assisting victims promptly.
The House is concerned that the victims of this despicable act and bank account used for this criminal purpose seem to be difficult to track or trace due to lack of synergy between the security agencies and the banks, and also the bank's unwillingness to help customers and do proper investigation on their own with the excuses of waiting for police extract or affidavit or other requirements that could be frustrating, coupled with the money involved in the process, which the victims whose money were stolen may no longer can afford.
The Nigeria Customs Service Oil and Gas Free Trade Zone Command on the River State has announced a revenue generation of 53.98 billion naira between January and November 2024. Customs Area Controller Usman Seriki, who disclosed this during a press briefing at the command's headquarters in Onne, says it marks 98.6% increase compared to the revenue generated in 2023. Seriki reviewed that the command surpassed its annual revenue target for 2024 by 2.3%, underscoring its improved efficiency and dedication. While listing notable export facilitated by the command, including refined sugar among others, he emphasized the command's dedication to promoting efficiency, transparency, and adherence to customs regulations.
The command has demonstrated unwavering commitment to excellence, innovation in trade facilitation while maintaining regulatory compliance in this vital sector of Nigeria economy. Through the period under review, the command has ensured seamless importation and exportation of goods through licensed enterprises in the free zone. The command also oversees the activities of free zone goods received via sea here.
He also lauded the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adeniyi, for his leadership in strategic direction and also appealed for more support of adequate deployment of manpower for more effective and increased service delivery.
Major problem or challenges that we have here is the diet of personnel. But be that as it may, we know that you have to manage with whatever you have. And this we have been doing, and you can see the reflection in what the command was able to generate.
The new Customs Area Controller for Ogun 1 Command of Nigeria Customs Service, Deputy Controller Mohammed Shoaibu, has vowed to uphold the core mandate of trade facilitation as well as border security in the course of tackling the menace of smuggling at the command. The new CAC made these promises while taking over the mantle of leadership of the Ogun 1 Command in Idiroko from his predecessor, Controller James Ojo, who proceeded on retirement after 35-year service at the NCS. Shaibu emphatically promised never to compromise but balance enforcement with trade facilitation at the NCS Ogun 1 Command in Idiroko in Ikwokia local government area of Ogun State.
Anti-smuggling officer, I understand the unique challenges of border operations particularly in Ogun 1, Command, a critical frontier for trade and security. I am keenly aware of the complexity of balancing enforcement with trade facilitation and community engagement. And I am prepared to tackle these challenges head-on with support of this sectional command. My vision for Ogun 1 Command is simple yet resolute. I will prioritize teamwork, innovation, and discipline in all our activities.
On his part, the outgoing CAC Ojo urged the NCS personnel in the command to extend the same high level of cooperation he enjoyed while in service to the other command to the new controller. He noted that laudable and significant successes were recorded under his watch.
Under my watch, this command has not only enforced our mandate of revenue generation, border security, and trade facilitation, but has also made strides in building stronger collaborations with sister agencies and stakeholders. Together, we have intercepted illicit goods, curbed smuggling, and facilitated legitimate trade. Our collective efforts have positioned the Ogun 1 Command as a key player in the Nigerian economic and security architecture.
Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN Benue State Branch, has embarked on an indefinite strike to demand the implementation of the new minimum wage to its members. While all court activities and services have remained shut, some lawyers, even others who had come for one documentation and the others, were asked to go back. The state chairman of JUSUN and other officials who spoke to newsmen while observing the strike said the Executive Council of JUSUN Benue State Branch is in compliance with the directive of the Central Working Committee (CWC) and the National Council (NEC) of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) to embark on indefinite strike.
The Benue State government has started paying minimum wage, whereas we were not on its list for payment. We were with the service and also the SSG, Secretary of the State Government, and of course the Attorney General of the state as well as sent a representative. We met like 3 to 4 times before this day.
Judiciary have a salary structure called Unified Judiciary Salary Structure all across the country. It's not only in Benue State. And since government have been coming on board, all the administration have been honoring all those allowances. It is only this time that government of Benue State failed to honor our agreement.
We cannot be suffering and other people will be there laughing. They should do the needful. Governor, please, we are telling you to do the needful.
We are not happy as lawyers. We are not happy with the development. And I wish to use this opportunity and call on the Benue State government to look into the grievances of the Judicial Staff Union. I think their grievances are genuine. They are actually genuine and not only being genuine.
Meanwhile, one of the lawyers who was denied entry made this observation by calling on Governor Isaac Thalia to meet the demands of the workers. A Lagos State Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court sitting in Ikeja has sentenced one Bamidele Folorunsho to 10 years imprisonment for indecent treatment and sexual assault of a minor. The defendant was initially charged with the offence of defilement of a 12-year-old girl in February 2018, which he pleaded not guilty and re-arraigned on December 11, 2024 on a 2-count amended charge bordering on indecent treatment and sexual assault of a minor, which is punishable under sections 135 and 263 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. The judge Ramanu Shudi asked the defendant whether he understood the content of his guilty plea and the obligations of the court to give out the maximum sentences on the charges. Bamidele admitted he made the plea bargain voluntarily and under caution and was satisfied with the advice of his counsel. Justice Oshodi sentenced the convicts to 10 years imprisonment, having found them guilty of the 2 amended count charges. The survivor was 12 years old at the time the alleged offense was committed. The federal government has announced plans to develop a national policy to address bullying in schools as part of broader effort to improve the nation's educational system. This was revealed by the Minister of Education, Dr. Maru Jalausa, during a press briefing in Abuja on Wednesday. Correspondent Kolojo completes the story.
The meeting with the principals of the Federal Unity Colleges by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, was an opportunity to engage with school leaders and discuss key issues in education. According to the minister, the meeting focused on several key areas including discipline, governance, and improving the quality of education. He reiterated the government's zero-tolerance stance on bullying, saying the administration of President Bola Tinubu has zero tolerance for bullying, adding that the ministry, in collaboration with the Attorney General's office, is working on developing a comprehensive national policy on bullying, which will be presented to the National Council on Education for adoption.
We'll work with the Attorney General office to now quickly come up with a national policy on bullying. This is extremely important to our government. This president, President Bola Tinubu, does not tolerate any act of indiscipline, violence in our society. Allow this to start and continue in our society, that we will be desecrating our society. And that's why I'm saying today, as the privilege, as I have the privilege to be the Minister of Education today, zero tolerance for bullying in a school and in a society.
The minister also pointed out that several existing laws, including the Safe School Act, are already in place to address bullying, and the new policy will build on the legal frameworks. Earlier, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Justice, who is also the Solicitor General of the Federation, Jedi Agba, stated that some of the challenges being faced in this regard borders on lack of awareness on the understanding of the 2021 anti-bullying policies, noting that many stakeholders, parents and students are likely unaware of its existence. She faulted the enforcement of the law as there is no monitoring and evaluation mechanisms to ensure that schools comply with anti-bullying policy, stressing that this has led to lack of accountability at the school level.
Now, we will not tolerate going forward parents coming to our school to disobey the rules, guidelines in our school. So it will be a continuum of discipline. Students that are involved will be disciplined. Any principal or teacher that try to cover up acts of bullying would also be disciplined. And you've seen that the General talked about the various laws of the land that we can use to punish people.
There's a significant gap in awareness and understanding of the 2021 anti-bullying policies. Many stakeholders, perhaps even some of you in this room, parents and children are largely unaware of its existence and its content, perhaps due to inadequate dissemination and public education.
The minister and other stakeholders maintain that several existing laws, including the Safe School Act, are already in place to address bullying, and the new policy will build on the legal framework. From Abuja, Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Let's go on a break. When we come back, the news continues. Stay still with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Now to carry on with the rest of the news. The Nigerian Rural Electrification Program says the establishment of mini-grid within the country will help create new economic opportunities for business owners and thereby boost the economy of rural areas. This was stated by Dr. Timothy Shikarau at the Nigerian Defense Academy during the 31st National Solar Energy Forum lecture with the theme Empowering Communities Through Solar Energy Transition. Fielding questions from newsmen, the commandant of the academy, Major General John Uchai, says as part of its core mandate of research, the NDA is looking for better ways to conserve the environment. While the Kaduna State Governor, represented by Engineer Idris Amino, says government is providing alternative sources of power in most of its facilities, especially in the health facilities across the state.
In implementing the NEP, RIA created new ecosystems that is built on the interaction between public sector, private sector, developers and financiers, and the end users. Being a private sector-driven project, new businesses were created and others evolved from one-man businesses to become developers who could raise money to invest, creating a pathway to sustainable projects. The development of mini-grids under the Nigeria Electrification Program has had significant positive impact on rural communities across Nigeria. Here are some of the key impacts.
Earlier this year, we established the Biodiversity and Conservation Center. It's all in an effort to conserve the environment and to develop in a sustainable manner. In a few days, the Nigerian Defense Academy will be commissioning a 2.5 million megawatts solar farm. That will go a long way in our path.
The Kaduna State so far has installed 215 mini grids across the 255 wards, and also 11 general hospitals are all powered by solar. We also have the solar projects that has also given the civil servant the opportunity to install solar system at their homes.
Making sure that all Nigerians, making sure that everybody, no one is left behind. And we have seen in all the presentation that over 80 million Nigerians need access to energy.
A Niger Delta human rights group under the aegis of Value Rebirth and Empowerment Initiative has described the over 100 days detention of 6 leaders of Okwama community as a violation of their fundamental rights in a democratic setting. The group made the call during a press briefing at the Nigerian Union of Journalists in Warri Delta State. Correspondent Dele Fasan has more in this report.
Addressing journalists, the Executive Director of Value Rebirth and Empowerment Initiative, Edewe Gidegbe, frowned over the continuous detention of the leaders after the death of one of them and the rumored death of a second community leader.
We are writing to express our deep concern about the Nigerian Army's detention of Professor Ato Ekpekpo, Honorable Chief Belvis Adogbo, Mr. Dennis Okubaye, Mr. Dennis Amalaka, and Owemu Mabel, both of Okwama community. These individuals have been detained for over 113 days without any charge brought against them. We believe this is a clear violation of their fundamental human rights as guaranteed by the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended.
A committee leader calls for the unconditional release of the detained leaders as the activists called for a panel of inquiry to find out the remote cause of the killing of 17 soldiers on March 14th this year.
Get them where we cannot see these people, where we cannot discuss with them, where they don't have access to their lawyers, they don't have access to medical, to doctor. Then one has died, according to the information. So what kind of country is this? I think the government will listen to us. It will not happen like that. The president is the chief of the army staff, is the chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we expected him to act, to call the military to order and release these people unconditionally. Then let us face the matter in the court.
So we're already in court. Government have been served all the processes in court, so they are very much aware they are keeping, nonchalant attitude is disservice to the people of Okwama, disservice to the people of Nigeria. Because injustice to one is injustice to all. And that's what we're saying. Who knows who is next? Because for crying out loud, Okwama people were on their own on the fateful day, 14th of March. They were on their own, going about their normal duty. And some people who purported to be military people came on peace mission, purported peace mission. All of that we are calling on the president to set up a special commission of inquiry of retired justices of note, men of the non-state actors, and of course bring people that are credible to unravel what led to that happening that day.
In attendance at the briefing were community leaders from Okwama. From Warri in Delta State, Telefast reporting for Galaxy TV News.
Now, we move to the international desk for my news.
Hello and welcome to the Foreign News. The tomb of ousted Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's father Hafiz was touched in his hometown of Qad'aha. Footage taken on Wednesday showed with rebel fighters in fatigues and young men watching it burn. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights War Monitor told newsmen that the rebels had set fire to the mausoleum located in a Latakia headland of Assad's Alawite community. Footage showed part of the mausoleum ablaze and damaged. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said Wednesday that the weakening of the anti-Israel resistance after the ouster of Bashar al-Assad in Syria will not diminish Tehran's power. Some unaware of the meaning of resistance imagine that when the resistance becomes weak, Islamic Iran will also become weak. Iran is strong and powerful and will become even more powerful, Khamenei said in his first speech after Assad's fall. Syrian rebels' lightning push to Damascus from the strongholds in the northwest ended the decade-long rule of Assad's family, once an ally of Tehran. Assad had long played a strategic role in Iran's anti-Israel axis of resistance, particularly in facilitating the supply of weapons to Tehran's ally Hezbollah in neighboring Lebanon. Afghanistan's acting minister for refugees has been killed in an explosion in the capital Kabul, according to his nephew and officials. Khalil-ur-Rahman Haqqani was killed on Wednesday in the blast that also claimed the lives of 5 others, local media said. His death was confirmed by his nephew, Anas Haqqani. Interior Ministry officials told the newsmen the explosion was caused by a suicide bombing. A government source who asked to remain anonymous told newsmen that the explosion happened at the Ministry of Refugees in Kabul. The Taliban leadership has not yet confirmed Haqqani's death and there has been no claim of responsibility. Haqqani became a minister in the Taliban's interim government after foreign forces withdrew from Afghanistan in 2021. He was a senior leader of the powerful Haqqani network, responsible for a number of violent attacks during the Taliban's 2-decade armed campaign. According to the U.S. State Department, Haqqani was handling the incoming refugee crisis in Afghanistan, was also the uncle of Sarujuddin Haqqani, the current interior minister. A Russian missile attack has killed at least 8 people and injured another 22, including a child in Ukraine's southern city of Zaporizhzhia. Local officials say as many as 5 people may still be trapped under rubble after Tuesday's strike on a private clinic and residential buildings in the city center, police say. Overnight, rescuers pulled out 2 women from the wreckage. They are now being treated in hospital. A research and rescue operation is continuing. Zaporizhzhia regional head Ivan Fedorov says Russia fired a ballistic missile, most likely an Iskander. Russia's defense ministry has not commented. Early on Wednesday, Zaporizhzhia regional authorities said 6 people were killed in a Russian strike. Later in the day, they said one of the injured women died in a hospital and the body of another victim was pulled from the wreckage. There are fears that the death toll will rise further as the search operation continues. Still in foreign news, an overnight Israeli airstrike in northern Gaza has killed at least 19 people, medical officials and the Hamas-run civil defense agency say. Civil defense spokesman Mahmoud Bassel told newsmen that several missiles hit a three-story house near Kamal Adwan Hospital in the town of Beit Lahir. Dozens of people were said to have been living there and many were still trapped under the rubble, he added. Palestinian media reported that the dead included 9 children. The Israel Defense Forces confirmed it had carried out a strike targeting the Hamas terrorists in the vicinity of Kamal Adwan, but questioned the reported death toll. Israeli forces launched a major ground offensive in part of northern Gaza on 6 October, saying it is stopping Hamas from regrouping there. The UN said on Tuesday that Beit Lahir, as well as the nearby towns of Beit Hanun and Jabaila, were under a tightened Israeli siege and that virtually no humanitarian aid had been delivered for 66 days. They had left between 65,000 and 75,000 people estimated to be still inside the towns without access to food, water, electricity or health care. The man accused of shooting dead healthcare insurance CEO Brian Thompson in New York jostled with police and shouted at reporters as he was bundled into court. As more details emerge about a potential motive in the killing, Luigi Mangione appeared at an extradition hearing in Pennsylvania. His lawyer said the 26-year-old would contest being moved to New York to face murder charges. Different U.S. states have different laws and judicial systems, so there's a process involved in the transfer of fugitives, which can take days or weeks. Wearing an orange jumpsuit, Mangione tried to address reporters as he arrived for the hearing. He was heard shouting completely unjust and insults to the intelligence of the American people before being taken into court by officers. Mangione was arrested on Monday after being spotted at a Pennsylvania branch of McDonald's following a days-long manhunt that spanned several states. He was allegedly found with a gun similar to the murder weapon, a silencer and a fake ID. 3 handwritten pages were allegedly also in his possession. New York police said they took this to be a claim of responsibility in Thompson's fatal shooting, since they appeared to record frustration with the U.S. healthcare system. Finally, on foreign news, an 11-year-old girl has been rescued after clinging to inner tubes for 3 days in a stormy weather in the Mediterranean Sea. Rescuers from non-governmental organization Compass Collective said they were on their way to another emergency when they heard her calls for help. The unnamed girl from Sierra Leone told them she had set off with another 44 people from Fax in Tunisia. Their boat had sunk and all the other migrants were presumed dead. Thousands of migrants trying to reach Europe die during the treacherous journey in the Mediterranean every year. Compass Collective spokeswoman Faja Temple told newsmen that rescuers on board the Trotamar 3 vessel had found the young Sierra Leonean migrant wearing a simple life jacket and 2 tire inner tubes around her waist at around 3:20 on Wednesday. The girl told them that the metal boat she had been on had sunk within seconds as strong storms with 3.5-meter high waves hit that, and she and 2 others were together in the water for a while but then lost contact. Rescuers handed over to Italian authorities on the island of Lampedusa, where she was able to walk as well as talk. The International Organization for Migration says 30,955 migrants have died or remain missing crossing the Mediterranean since it started recording figures 10 years ago. And that's all we have on the foreign news.
Coming your way next, entertainment news.
Welcome Welcome to Entertainment News on Galaxy TV. My name is Gratitude Imokrede. Here are the rest of the stories for today.
The eagerly awaited movie Thin Line premiered at Filmhouse Cinemas Lekki, and the red carpet was filled with excitement. The event drew a gathering of Nigeria's finest in the entertainment industry, including the cast, crew, and other notable personalities. The CEO of Cinemax, Okpe Ajayi, shared his thoughts on the movie and the Nigerian film industry. The director of the movie, A.K. Mason, revealed the inspiration behind the movie. The red carpet was a spectacle of glamour and style, with guests dressed to impress in their finest attire. The atmosphere was electric, with excitement building for the premiere of Thin Line.
And that will be all on Entertainment News. Thank you so much for watching, and keep watching Entertainment News on Galaxy TV. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
And that is all we have for you. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Ireba Misala.